Hello and welcome back, fellow bad strategists. We're here again in Shadow Empires, and alright, we're encircling, we're preparing to attack, we're waiting on our armored units. We're going to use armored recon buggies with the option of getting armored light tanks. Light tanks are going to hit a lot harder, but they're going to be much more expensive, and we may be able to take these guys down with just the recon buggies. If we pushed now, we wouldn't have any good odds. We might want to wait for light tanks. We'll do an artillery bombardment just while we're here, because we can. And we're going to try to complete the encirclement of the enemy force. We'll do that next turn. We lost an artillery, you remember, because they attacked our 7 strength mobile militia battalion that was in the ruins. And as I said, artillery die first. They died first.
Fire!
Through this.
We'll go.
Did anything happen? No, I don't think we even scored a hit. If you score a hit, you'll see a white 1. If you score a kill, you'll see a red 1. And that number will increase with the number of hits / kills. We're going to check out what we just designed. So, our new Crossbilly 2 better engine, which is good because it's a lighter engine, so it needs to be pretty good. You can actually, if you roll low enough, make the vehicle immobile. So, every time you design a vehicle, check it. Check its movement type is set to something, because it will say immobile if it can't move. It's fine, it can move though, it just has a negative penalty. Weapon design 99, that's quite good, that's quite passable. Armor design 88, that's quite acceptable. I wish it were better, but especially armor matters for the recon buggy, but its hit points are gonna be sufficient, its soft attack is gonna be pretty good, not great, but that's how that goes. We will obsolete the old design because it's not deployed anywhere and we don't want it. Now we could design light tanks, and I think we should. And we should make them with the same philosophy as the recon buggy, but give them a bigger cannon, because that's the difference between a tank and a recon buggy, is that tank has a howitzer as opposed to a machine gun, and its armor can be a bit greater. You can get away with 50mm plating on a tank. You can do it. Could we get away with 5mm plating? 50, 35, 52. What if we did go with light plating? We could get it to 37 metal, 33 IP, as opposed to 37 metal, 33 IP. It's almost twice the cost if we give it heavy armor. So we could have twice as many with if we gave it light armor, but it would melt. I think that might be worth it. We would have a lot more heavy guns. No, let's go with the heavy armor. We're even gonna go with the 800. You can do 50. You can do 50, and 50 is as tough as an armored recon buggy, so mostly the enemy won't get through, but we're gonna go the full 100mm. And these units are gonna be sturdy as hell. The enemy will not be able to break through them in all likeliness. Unless the enemy morale is quite high. We're gonna need 2 groupings of them at least. Do I want to do that? I think so. I think we take the heavy armor ones, give them light diesel engines, and we won't have to replace them. These will survive well into the future, well beyond this battle. They'll be slow, but they'll be faster than infantry, so it won't be too bad. We could replace our MGs. We could add more MGs. I think we may want more MGs for a more comfortable encirclement. But instead, what we'll do is we'll reinforce our zero guns. So this guy who's at reduced strength will get reinforced because we recruited him at partial strength. You can only recruit a unit that you can at least afford to recruit to half strength. But because half of 500 gets rounded down because it's in divisions of 100, our half strength recruitment was actually a 40% strength recruitment. So he's going to need to be reinforced. What we're going to do is have 1 machine gun here, 1 machine gun here, one stack of 20 here, one stack of 20 here, and then the rest as is deployed now. Then we'll bring up the recon buggies, and we will spread them over these tiles depending on how many we have, and we'll push in, and we'll gain big combat bonus from attacking from every direction. We're not going to worry about production structures now. We're not going to worry about our economy right now. We need to in the future. That said, taking the settlement will give us a service tax. We will tax the settlement, and the taxing of the settlement will provide us with a little bit extra industrial production, because our current production is 61 is produced, and it is the service tax that produces it. So we can expect maybe we get another 30 production from the settlement as a service tax. And actually, how quickly are we developing a tank right now? Yeah, once the tank is developed, we will shift our budgetary focus back towards the Supreme Council, and we will try to focus on getting new leaders in our roster, because we don't have any leaders, and that's gonna come back to bite us. We have a lot of good leaders who are going to hate us because of our policies soon. So we want to replace them when we can. Yeah, we're working on light tanks. Nothing else here really matters. Artillery could work, but we probably don't want to spend the ammunition to get artillery working. And having armor should be sufficient. Alright, ending the turn. We're ending the turn. I have a tendency of delaying a bit at the end of the turn because I feel a bit anxious. I'm like, did I leave anything? Did I forget anything? But I think we're good. The only thing that could really hurt us right now would be independence moving over the mountains and raising the danger level in our capital. Okay, they attacked us. They won, but we inflicted 300 casualties on them, and we took none ourselves. I think what we might do is we might swap out the units defending that hex. We developed the tank in a single turn. This is what comes from that bureaucrat office with a nearly complete economic focus towards developing big scary things. Alright, yeah, so we didn't get supplies because of that, which means and they only have one movement, and these guys can't even move, because effectively these guys haven't received supplies for 2 turns in a row, because each turn they attacked, pushed us back, we were out of supply at the start, so we didn't get anything, so these guys are starving. So we have to reinforce here, and what we're gonna do is we'll shift these guys forward, we'll move the MGs down to there, and we will move the trucks here because the trucks have better movement, so if we wanted to circle fully around, we could. We're going to continue scouting with these dudes. I want to explore here because I want to explore the rest of that little, like, peninsula, but I know it's more important to go down here, so I will. Because this is really where the threat is. If enemies pop up here, they could threaten our town. This guy, it's 30 AP to move here, so we'll do that. Yeah, we're hemmed in a nice way that makes us pretty safe from enemies. Let's look at our tank design. No, I'm scared. We want a high structural, high strategic design. 99, passable. Engine design is 56 though. Immobile. Yep, the engine design's too poor. 56 is not adequate. Well, okay, so you remember how we researched that in a single turn? Oh, we don't want Democratic Circle candidates, right? Well, we will accept them anyways because we need leaders. We researched that in a single turn, you recall. So we could just research another tank in a single turn and be unconcerned with it. The question is, do we want light tanks or medium tanks? Well, let's see how much light tanks cost. We're not going to produce them because they're immobile. But light tanks are 290, so we could get half a tank. I think we will actually skip to medium tanks because we hit them. We hit them so we can use them. and they don't cost much more to research. So we'll do a 105mm, and we could up the armor. Well, I think we'll up the armor. But we need to do a medium engine. Light engine won't be enough unless we really nail the engine roll on it. So we'll do a medium engine on a medium tank. And next turn we'll have a medium tank, and hey, maybe it'll be mobile. Maybe it'll be able to drive to the enemy. Hopefully. Hopefully.
Fire!
We're just bombarding, we're not hitting, which is unfortunate, but it's fine. You remember, don't attack carelessly, don't lose units. You win faster when you play defensively in this game. A lot of games players are too defensive. This is one of the ones where you want to be defensive. You take opportunities as they come, but you don't waste your effort. We're building up some power points, which is good. So I actually think we're gonna call our Supreme Command Council dude, and we're gonna down this to 80% so that we're getting some stratagems now.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
We're gonna need every power point we've got, and I am spending them kind of crazily by repeatedly going back to my counselors and being like, hey, change your policies. But it should work out. We're stable, we're stable, we're stable, we'll check the market. We have machines, we don't want to sell them because we're going to use them. We don't want to sell our fuel. We have enough money that if we need to buy fuel, we can probably do it, and we might have to buy fuel, and we might have to sell some of these machines. But we're going to try to avoid that. Our industry is stockpiled. Important to note, you do stockpile industry between turns. Your production is stored up, so as this rises, we will be able to spend it all at once when we get our medium tanks that are not immobile. Well, okay. I think I'm going to call it there. We'll be back at the start of this next turn. I don't know what turn it is. 4th maybe? 5th maybe? And hopefully we will have mobile medium tanks by then. I hope you guys have a nice day, and I will see you then. Bye.